there's a little bit more to do here. It's not too bad. Could be worse, but I decide I added a little bit to my query that kind of lets me kind of review the skills. I created a Mongo database um, query that will let me look at particular skills and see kind of how things are coming out. It's just a way to get a feel for, um, that I'm not getting bizarre numbers. Like, for example, um, with the one I'm working on now, I think I'm at 98. What did I say? 99? Is it officially going to be 200 days? I don't know how close I am. That too. Um, I had one guy in there that, in fact, now I've got a couple, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm getting some guys here that say they don't have any fumbles, and it turns out the sheet of data um, I was pulling from not not great. Apparently, it's not complete. So I went into my source data here. I found I have this games played one which also has fumbles, and it seems to be more accurate for what it actually has for fumbles. Plus, I'm thinking I am going to take another value. I decided that receivers receivers should get credit for drops in terms of ball security. Any player. Man, you got to secure that ball. That's all my coaches used to tell me. You go up to catch a ball, you got to secure that ball, man. Put your hands on it, lock them on, bring it in, secure that ball. If you drop the ball, you did not secure the ball. So there's not a lot of drops, but there are some. Players do get drops, and I feel like that contributes to your ability to secure the football. And yeah. Now, I'm not going to contribute this to their hand skill because their hand skill already considers drops. It's already kind of calculated in there. But for ball security purposes, I feel like there's a chance you might let the ball go after you've caught the ball. You may drop it. You may fumble it because your ball security skills, you don't know how to hold it very well. And this is going to contribute to that. So I'm going to add in drops. And then I am going to actually go fumbles. Drops are treated as fumbles for ball security purposes. Oh, that was pretty smart. Good job, AI. But also, I also want to add it to total touches because they're not actually included in a touch because they didn't receive the ball. And that's also, drops are also considered touches. They touched the ball. They just couldn't pull it in. They failed. Okay, so it's just going to increase these numbers slightly, but it also can go from, 0 fumbles to whatever you dropped. So this guy actually had 2 fumbles. Ryan Grant, the one I'm looking at, run down here, he had 2 fumbles. It just wasn't on his particular chart. On that page, and he also has 2 drops. So he's gonna drop considerably. You can see I still get 1,100 guys with the minimum, and that's a lot because there's a bunch of guys in the league that don't ever touch the ball, so they're gonna get minimum ball handling skills. And so I mean, out of 1,484, only 381 apparently touched the ball at all, and therefore everybody else gets the minimum. But let's see how this calculates out now with my new with the new math, and we will see where we're at. I am currently testing my test. I mean, I've kind of already created the test. The test is probably done. I mean, it works. Let's go ahead and put that in review. The test is complete enough. This is actually pretty done. A Disky. No, I am not muted. I am good. You are muted. turn up your volume. I don't know, man. MB, I don't know what that is. Was it motherboard? Hello, I'm here. Not muted. Yeah, it's your bad. You gotta turn up your volume, man, or turn off your. I mute tabs all the time, and there's been times, a couple of times, I'll come back to the tab and go, why isn't the sound coming out? I'll like the little volume thing on the YouTube video will have a bar, and I'm like, it's turned up. I can't hear nothing. Oh, is it me? And then I'll look over at the tab and I'm like, oh, I muted the tab. I know most videos that are uploaded are usually pretty, they're usually good. Don't get me wrong, they're sometimes wrong because I have actually uploaded a video in the past where it was muted. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a spell. But it's good to see you again, man. I have made decent progress since I last talked to you, I think. Good job. Congrats. Cruising right along, man. Cruising right along. I was just talking to, you've probably been here a couple times before, Kurama, Kuurama. I was talking to him, and he just started his second year of school as well. He's going to school for programming. He's been stressing about it though, because I guess it's not going as well as he had hoped. I told him programming's a lot like learning a language. I mean, like a speaking language. At first, it just sounds like gibberish. I mean, you can't pull it together. But the more you do it, eventually it just starts to click. It just starts to kind of come to you, and just immerse yourself in the code, and eventually you'll get it. But hey, man, congrats. I feel you. I feel you on that. I mean, personally, I haven't, but I have one of my sons is going through a lot of that. He's just been struggling a lot with anxiety and dealing with the outside world in general. And it's scary, man. I mean, as a parent, it's really scary. So I really feel for you, and I hope you're able to figure it out. He's trying though. I mean, he's seeing people and that kind of thing to try to get it resolved. Yeah, and I wish I could say more, do more, know more to provide that kind of guidance to people, but yeah, I'm probably not the best source, but I definitely am with you, and you're in my prayers, man. I hope it works out for you. But hey, you're getting through school, and you're pushing through. That's always a good thing. I'm gonna go ahead and rerun this again. Yeah, you got to be careful about that too. I mean, being tired or exhausted or even just significantly stressed out can put an extra load on those things that normally you can deal with, but because of that stress and exhaustion, you have more trouble with it. That's what we get. Rebuild. We will rebuild them. 1, 3, 2, 2, 1. Huh. Oh, it's probably because it's first time through. Let's see how it comes out later. I'm gonna have to look up Mr. Brett Favre after this is run, because he's got 2 fumbles on how many carries here? 541. So his fumble bonus is 2. He should not be a 10. No. Hey, dude, don't worry about it. Don't worry about that at all. I'm not worried about it, so you don't have to worry about it. You gotta, if you want to come and vent. If you're not, attacking me, then I'm okay with it. I'd prefer not to be attacked, please. But 1 fumble on 537 touches. That's actually pretty good. Good job, Drew. Tom Brady, 1 on 594. That's still pretty good. Oh, that's the bonus. That's not the fumbles. How many fumbles? Oh, neither one of them had a fumble. Phillip Rivers also had no fumbles. Jeez, you guys. 500 touches without a fumble. That's good for a quarterback. I almost don't believe it. But Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, they're like the top of the food chain in that scenario. A lot of QBs managing to touch the ball a bunch of times without fumbling it. Let's see here. Let's go look at my stats. Individual. Individual. Passing. And I thought there was one here that had fumbles on it. Huh. It's getting worse, huh? That's not good, man. I don't know what happened to, oh, maybe it's not on passing, it's on rushing, maybe? Brett Favre. Aaron Rodgers. No, I don't think he was on there. Tom Brady, Drew Brees. Phillip Rivers. Alex. Huh. You know what? I'm tempted to include interceptions too. Is it ball security if you're throwing interceptions? Laziness. Well, you know, there's a lot of things that can contribute to laziness. I mean, there is laziness, but there's also, you know, illness, there's depression, there's a lot of things that can contribute to what looks like laziness, but it's not always what it is. You know, I think at least that's my feel of it. You know, I think I'm gonna include interceptions. If a quarterback never fumbles but throws 5 interceptions, are they not fumbling because they're just throwing the ball stupidly? If you throw 25 interceptions in your year, is it good ball security, or is it just you panicking and throwing the ball and avoiding fumbles? If you're avoiding a fumble by throwing an interception, I say you're still showing poor ball security. I think that's fair. If any of my uh, how many viewers does it say I have? I have by what, 2 viewers right now? Oh, come on, really? I don't know why it logs out. I gotta fix this so it stops logging out on me. It's doing like an auto timeout, which is just not great. Oh, now we're doing this whole bit. Sheesh, stop it. Okay, if apparently I've only got apparently I've got one whole viewer, maybe, or zero, uh, which is, yeah, it's practical. I guess it's a thing. Um, this so I got zero whole viewers on YouTube anyway. I don't know what I've got on Twitch, but this this doesn't show me how many viewers are on. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well, maybe, but I'm not on. This is just my YouTube. I can edit my YouTube stuff. I created this little app that lets me edit my title, description, and tags on YouTube when I'm live, and it shows me how many people I've got there. But apparently, I've got nobody watching on YouTube right now. Which, you know, when you've got 100, when you've only got like 100 and something viewers, can't expect much. But or subscribers. That's besides the point. I mean, my point is I'm going to implement interceptions, and I was just going to see if get feedback from the few viewers I have what they think about my doing that. But I'm doing it, so it's too late. You had your chance to stop me. I'm not letting people off for things that they think don't affect their ball security skills. Now QBs can't have, it's going to be really hard for a QB to have perfect score. I mean, I want it to be kind of hard to have a perfect score. And that would be, for QB, sorry man, INTs are going to screw with you, but that's life. Don't throw interceptions. I mean, no, I'm going to do it. Say screw it. Which means it's more likely that a running back, because I don't think, how often does a quarterback, I mean, it happens, but how often does a quarterback get through a season with no interceptions? I mean, if you get through it, if you get through an interception, if you get through a season without an interception, I think it's like a record. Let's see what the record is. I'm curious. What is the record for fewest INTs thrown in a season? Most passes. Oh, well. Aaron Rodgers, too. Wow, the lowest ever for qualifying QB. Interception rate, 0.3. He had 597 pass attempts on 2 interceptions. 2 INTs on 432. That would almost qualify him for a max value on ball security. Almost. 600 is max value on ball security if you're throwing 597 passes. So this is just under the max value I'm giving for ball security, but not quite. 2 on 432, 2 on 317, 3 on 504. That's kind of like what I was looking for when I meant by most passes, but what about most passes thrown without an INT? Aaron Rodgers, who went 402 passes without a pick during the 2018 season. Wow. Aaron Rodgers, man, you're pretty good, dude. Nearly reclaimed the record, 399. Oh, he must have had the record. Broke Tom Brady's record. And then in 22, right, he almost got there again, but he threw one at 400. Suck. No, I mean, that's a lot of freaking passes to have to break the record. And then Jared Goff. Oh, pick 6. What a way to end a streak like that. Yikes. To start a career, CJ Stroud won 186. That's pretty good. All irrelevant. I just wanted to see if any QB could pass my max ball security skill. They cannot. At this point, I'm not sure that even anybody can, now that I've added those in there. I think, because I may have to lower it because I mean I want somebody to be able to reach it. I don't know. I may by adding interceptions in there, I may have broken the ability to hit max. If somebody was to get through an entire season. Of course, max is supposed to be hard, right? I mean, it should be really hard to get to the max value. And in theory, the max value is point. I actually probably should just set the max value because I could probably set it up. I could probably set it because even though I'm letting this range determine it, the max value is actually fixed. It's actually 300. A 0 fumbles or a let's see, it's probably 300. Why am I using 0.16? Oh, it's because I add the security bonus. Fumbles per touch times security bonus. Or 0.16, whatever's lowest. I just put 0.16 in because I didn't want... I knew some values could get lower, but the max... So I guess it would be 0.16 then. 0.16. That would be 600 passes to get a 10. Everything else is some value up above. So, and if anybody, oh, that would be like so hard. But if I use that as my my minimum value, is it? Huh. I don't know if I want it to be that low. That's what I'm trying to work on. Oh, I've worked a ton on this, man. I'm trying to get to a demo. I'm trying to get to my first demo, but I have to get the finish getting this done because this is the player pool, which is going to create my data, and I'm basically trying to make sure all my data is valid. And then after I create a player pool, I got to go do my my scaling calculation. I already have it built, but it wasn't working right, so I got to fix that. Scaling is what basically when you go look at your players, it'll say on a scale of 1 to whatever. If I go with 99 or 10 or whatever I do, they'll have this is what their skill is. So I'll probably do something. I haven't decided how I'm going to do that. Probably graphically. I like graphical bars better. So on a scale of 1 to 99 or whatever. I don't like just throwing a bunch of numbers at people. So I want it to be like something graphical. And maybe it'll be a number, but maybe it's like on a scale. I don't know. I'm still resolving all that in my head, how I want to do that. That's going to be key, right? It's going to be layout. And maybe I'll end up changing the layout. I just don't want it to look like one of those games where some of the manager games out there, they just throw numbers at you. And you just see pages and pages of numbers. And some people like numbers. I get it. But I want to be able to allow people to do things like filter players based on numbers. Maybe they want to do some ranges and they can get players they want to look at in groups. And who do I have that's got a rating higher than X or a rating higher than Y or whatever. And this way they can just look at guys in a subset. And you filter by position, by rating, by position and rating, or something. But you can see your players, all the ones you have, in chunks that matter to you, rather than just seeing this long list of players and having them be problematic. And I want to be able to set things like player position, maybe even be able to assign players to plays. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I want to be able to do, and I'm going to add all that in, and I'm building the groundwork for all that to fit. That's not going to be part of the demo, but what I'm just saying is I've got to put together a basic view with all my data, and since all of my players are built off of their base salary, and base salary is built off their base skills, I got to build up all that stuff first. And once I have that, I can start working on the sheet that's going to show me the players, and I can do and I also got to build my team building base league logic, so that when you go get your team, you can go in and create your first join your first league, which is just going to be like an 8 game basic team league with no injuries, because you don't have that many players. And then over time you get to add in, you got some players you can start building on, and you start collecting, building up those players over time. Then once you have a team, I want to be able to do quick plays. I probably won't do league plays, because that means building up more of the league crap, which is I'm not going to do right away. But I might do a quick play, which lets you just grab your team versus one of the other teams that's out there in the world. It'll grab one of the other league teams, because it'll only be your league in there, or the demo league. And then it'll run a game against the two of you using the things you need. And that's kind of the goal of the first demo. Team, create team, quick play, team versus team, runs through. That's it. That's all my demo. Once I can get a team versus team run through, and it won't be fully graphical. It'll be graphical, but it won't be fully graphical. Like, it isn't going to be like full animation of all the players. I'm putting players on the field. I already have a field with all the players that just need to be given, where they're going. But they're just going to be, I'm going to have the Unity engine just drag the players around on the field. Go where they need to go and that kind of stuff. And I have no meshes, no screens. My players are all, right now, they're all just the same player. I haven't even attached the type of player. I'm just going to put players in. I might just do like I haven't decided how I'm going to put players on. I might have to do a second player, put them on there so I can have a defensive and an offensive. But because eventually I have to change the uniform colors, because that's the only way you'll be able to tell your teams apart, because teams can have any type of player on them. So you could have all of the different character types. So I can't, for my demo, it'll just be one type versus the other type, because I won't have any coloring on them. But eventually I'll have to figure out how to do coloring and all that stuff. It's not meshes. Mesh is not the word. That's how much of a graphic Neanderthal I am, neophyte I am, or whatever you want to call it, where I don't even remember the shaders or whatever. I mean, the things that go on my models to change their colors. All right, let's finish. I'm going to finish this. I decided to add in one more thing, which I don't remember. Did I actually run it? Fumble bonus. He still got a 1. Well, because they didn't have that many INTs. A lot of guys still getting a ball skill of 10. Even after I did that. I'm trying to decide if I want to go with putting in an artificial max. Because if nobody can hit the max, then nobody's going to get... Well, I'm still getting 10s. I guess somebody's hitting the max. Tom Brady still got a max, even though he had... Oh, there's no way. Oh, you know what? There's no way this is right. Because I don't think... There's no way he went through a whole season without throwing an interception. I think everybody should have some amount of fumbles. Let's see what this does now. I'm pretty sure I mean, there's been some pretty good streaks, but between fumbles and interceptions, I don't think so. Let's see. Nobody's getting a 10. I killed it. I killed everybody's 10 by throwing interceptions in there. All these 10s disappeared on them. I killed all the 10s. They're all like, nope, no more 10s. I only have to fix 5 more things. And I'm working on one that isn't even one of them because I didn't like the numbers. All right, so there's nobody with 10 anymore, which is interesting. So what is... Let's go through my skill review again. What's the max number now? Maurice Jones-Drew. Okay, so there is a 10. It just wasn't a QB. Only one guy got a 10, which makes sense because I'm scaling on the values of the actual players. But his actual value is probably not 10. In fact, that number can change if somebody ever breaks into that next value. I think the thing is nobody's hitting that top value because I made it too hard. I made it too hard to be that good. I may have to change this. Maybe I'll go 250. That might lower it some. I know guys who have done it. And I think actually when I asked the computer, I think it actually said 250 was elite. And Maurice Jones-Drew, man, that's the first time he's come up on my... Oh, he's a running back. Of all my little reviews here, that's the first time he's come up. He was a good running back. Who did he play for? Jacksonville? I want to say Jacksonville. It is Jacksonville. Huh. All right. Oh, but he's not going to be on here. It's not, fumbles aren't on this one. Yeah. Let's go to games played. Well, I see it. I can at least look at his attempts. 312. He actually broke 300. And if he has no interceptions and no drops, he actually did qualify for the max. Well, then I guess there's nothing for me to change. I still might change it to 250. I don't know. I may actually like the idea of having it just be an elite capable thing. You know, sometimes you just want something that if they get that value, then they are in their own special world. And I like the idea. To me, ball security really is a running back's domain, right? That's what they're supposed to be. Maurice. Some people call me Maurice. Gangster of love. Uh-oh. Maurice Jones-Drew. Oops. He's not even on here. Uh-oh. He's not in here? Am I just not seeing him? There's a lot of MAs. Oh, he's just down here. Oh, yeah, 2 fumbles. Yeah, so he didn't hit it either. He might be the best, but he is not perfect. All right, so let's see if I can tweak this a little bit, get some other potential. Because at 2 times, at 2 fumbles, he should probably not be considered the best. 2 fumbles and 300 carries. Well, plus that's receptions too. He had 300 and something touches. But still, even at 300 and something, divide by 2, he'd have to have over 600 to get that maximum value. Only one guy got the 10. Somehow he got there. I don't know how he did it, but he got there. You know, I'm going to take I want to see what his the actual program gave him. Cuz it must think Oops. Tech. Oh, there. I want to see what Maurice Jones-Drew actually got. Should register a minimum of 2. Oh, it's not coming in. Player.name equals or. How come I'm not seeing Mr. Jones-Drew? Why aren't you happening? Oh, there he is. Maurice Jones-Drew. Okay. He has a 0 here. Why did he get a 0? Why did fumbles not get all of his fumbles? I haven't adjusted fumbles. If total touches is less than 299 and fumbles equals 0, yeah, I think that's fine. How come fumbles is 0 though? Total touches. 318. Because my thing here very much said Maurice Jones-Drew. Is that what it is? Maurice Jones-Drew. He has 2 fumbles. How did he not get that called? Huh. Am I changing it anywhere? No. Only if it's 0. That would still give him a 1. Yeah. Something's weird. This value should have come back with a 2. Right, let's go here. Phew. He doesn't have the games played sheet. Okie dokie. Why doesn't he have the sheet? My data for Jones Drew didn't come in. That's why he doesn't have that. Gosh darn McGarnell. So where do I get the information for him? None of these things. Some of my stuff is just not reliable. I don't know why I didn't pull this in for him. That's just annoying. Oh. You know what? I think my team is crap on it. It's not supposed to be Jacks. It's supposed to be Jack. This is one of those pages that has a broken data field. Great giblets. Alright, so team. Because like New Orleans is not supposed to be Nor. It's supposed to be N-O. Turkey butts. Gotta fix my teams on here. I think I already fixed this on a lot of them, but Cleveland, Dallas, Denver. see, that's supposed to be GB. What the heck, man? Where are these? So it's NO, GB, and Jacksonville's. Okay. GB's right. Denver, Dallas, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Buffalo, Baltimore, Atlanta, Arizona. 2-team, 3-team. I don't know those guys are. Buffalo, Carolina, Chicago, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Dallas, Denver, Detroit, Green Bay, Houston, Indy, Jacksonville. Kansas City's done, right? Minnesota, New Orleans, or New England. It's not NE, right? Oh, it is NE. Oops. Oakland, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, San Diego's SD. Man, these are all messed up. Who uses SDG? Sediga? What the heck is that? I'm gonna have to import all my data again. San Francisco's not SFO. It'll be nice when I can get AI to update spreadsheets for me. I probably can if I do it, if I actually copied and pasted this, but. Alright, I think that's probably it. Tennessee, Washington, okay. Got these dudes that don't even know what team they're on. These guys are all broken too. See, if I want all my data to actually import, I have to have these stuff all fixed. Or I won't get, everybody won't be having the same database. So if I pull data from one of these things, it's going to be broken. Miami, Minnesota, New Orleans. Well, I guess this means my data will be more right? I mean, theoretically, I'm going to have everybody actually have the right stuff, which means I'll have more data, and that means I should get better results in my data. Oh, and Tampa Bay is not TAM, it's TB. Good grief. Is that it, finally? Okay. Hopefully everybody else is fixed. I didn't realize how many two character letters there were. Some of these are even just wrong. Jacksonville's one of the few 3-letter ones that was just wrong. But they gave everybody a 3-letter. Alright. Let's go ahead and do that. But I do need to probably fix a couple things then if I'm going to do that. Every now and then you got to go back and import new data anyway. Nothing like retesting my data import. Inrushing. Oh, jeez, that's another one that's broken. Am I using inrushing 2 anywhere? I don't even know. So I have to do all of them. Buff, bolt. How come that bolt looks wrong? I don't know why ball looks wrong. Is that supposed to be ball? Just I don't know, it just looks wrong to me. I don't know. Okay, none of these guys are from Baltimore. Nope, it is ball. Okay. This is one of those things you stare at it enough times, it'll start to look wrong to you. That certainly worked for me. I stare at Baltimore enough times, I'm like, okay, that's not right, is it? On the upside, this one seems like it's a much smaller data set. Alright, let's keep going here. All right, guess I got it all. Okay. There was something, I had some bogus data garbage on some of these guys. And I can't find it. So there's that. But since I can't find it, there's no point in worrying about it, I guess. If it exists somewhere, it's not gonna be anywhere of a problem to me, I guess. Alright, so we're gonna go File, Save As, and go Source Stats, and no, that's not the right place. Player seed data, that's what I want. I'm going to close this because it's the wrong one again. I got to open the right one next time. All right, so we got to go back over here to my terminal. And I got to open up a new bash. And this is cd/FPFM go ns / system init. And then it's go run it's going to be wrong, but it should tell me what the right things are. Nope, it didn't tell me what the right things are. I didn't have any problems with my doing that. How are you not? How come you didn't complain about my doing that? I just made up a word and it's like, oh yeah, okay. I don't know what all that stuff is. Go run. Ah, dang it, what's the command? Alright, let's go look. I probably have it written down here. No. Game more simulator collections. Dang it. I've really got to write this down somewhere useful. service. Functions. Go and dot. Command service. Specific functions. Subpage. I'll go with some system init. And this one, we have to go system. Player skills. System init. And it is players stored up player stats. Internet, camel key, create player key, create team key, generate player ID, generate team ID, import Excel. Player stats. Go run. Import player stats. Go help. Run command. Go run builds. Oh my gosh. I thought I had a definition of the call. You know what? It's dumb, but I'm gonna have to. Gosh dang it. What is the import stats command for the system init service? I don't know where the heck it is. But I'm starting to be hungry. What did I eat last? Oh, that was a long time ago. That was like 5 hours ago. No wonder I'm getting hungry. I don't have enough snacks at my desk. Why would I need... Is it service? Initialize staff, player stats. Should use the import player stats. Like I need some Cardettos or something. Something, man. Something snacky that's not, you know, pure sugar. I mean, this is pure sugar. They're dark chocolate covered cashews. And the last of them, my last beans. They look like beans. They look like chocolate covered beans. Or kidneys. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. Superman. So I subscribed. This is the first comic I ever subscribed to. And this is, actually I didn't. I requested it as a Christmas gift. And my son subscribed to it for me. As a gift. It's Absolute Superman. And it just started in October. Cool. I have to get around to reading that soon. Anyway, back to it. All right, so the write command is these guys. Oops, I forgot to dump the database first. I got to dump it because it'll just keep applying them. complete initialization, man, of all of my data. All right. Let's go see if Maurice Jones-Drew wants to show up with actual data now. I mean, he had data, but I mean, I need him to show up with the game's played data. Which has his fumbles on it. There it is. Fumbles. Which should fix a few people. Let's run the data import. We're getting really close to being able to do a full, or I'm getting a full thing going here. That's my testing. This one. There we go. Hey Karama, you're back, huh? What's the sad face for? Stressing out? Yeah, Adisky was stressing out. He was here earlier. He was stressing out too. You guys are both in school. He just completed his first year. I know you're on your second year, I think, right? So, oh, Maurice Jones-Drew. Sorry, dude, you only got a 9.9. LaDainian Tomlinson ended up getting the only 10 with 1 fumble and 244 touches. So, 244 touches. What that means is nobody's got, even if I dropped it to 250, nobody would still be able to get onto the top spot. Even if I dropped it to 250. Which would still be amazing. And I'm trying to decide how elite that is. That is really elite. I mean, to go 250, to even get 200 or 300 touches, right? I mean, in a single season, I should probably do less just because it's really hard to even get that much. There's not that many people reaching those numbers. He got a 10. Maurice, after all the updates, got a 995. But still, that's really, really close to 10, but not 10. Got 2. If I dropped the elite to 250, nobody would still get that. But so in other words, I don't think it would even change anything. He might go higher than 995. It might be like 998. Marion Barber. 1 fumble on how many? On 240 carries. See, all these guys, fumble bonus 3, fumble bonus 2, 2, 2. Everybody's just 2 and 3. I don't think I have anybody who would qualify for a 1, even if I dropped it to 250. Because nobody's that good. At least not that year. I think I will drop it to 250 because I think it's super, super rare. Nobody in this will get it. I do know that for a fact that a guy, ex-Bronco running back, has the record for most touches without a fumble, and he had like 300 and something over the course of, I want to say it was actually the course of multiple seasons. But he never fumbled in his career, not once. He had but he didn't have a very long career, but it was still like 400 and something carries or some crazy amount. Most carries without a fumble. Philip Lindsay, that's right. But these guys didn't play. Philip Lindsay was over the course of a couple seasons. Jamal Williams, Tyler Algier. Some good numbers for sure. Still think it's Philip Lindsay. Oh, look. Oh, that's kind of your clue right there. 2018, he only got 261. 307, 315. Only 5 guys. With my current numbers, only 5 guys would actually accomplish. Well, there might be guys who've done 1 fumble. And 1 out of 300 is still good. But you have to hit 300. If you don't hit 300, you don't get 300 as your 1. You actually have to hit 299 to get the perfect score with 1 fumble. According to my logic. That's super rare if you think about how many players. These guys here barely broke 300. And they wouldn't have got perfect with just a little bit less. Gerald Riggs, Falcons. Wow, 85. 397 carries. That's pretty good, man. I don't know how many times they touch the ball. Excluding QBs, how about total touches? Philip Lindsay, 724 touches. That's even 727 times he touched the ball. He never fumbled. That is an amazing career. Amazing. I mean, all these guys, it's pretty impressive. Because I don't think he touched the ball 700 times in a season. Gerald Riggs got to 437. I don't know why it stopped giving me a cool list. That is difficult to read. Can you format it like you did above? Am I reaching like some kind of a... Oh, there it goes. I was going to say it's... Alright, so Gerald Riggs, 430. All right, so these guys touched the ball. Still only 6 guys. Well, they're only giving me 6. So it's... I'm just trying to get some gauge on how often people go over 300. And if you look at that, it's not often. I think 250 is elite. I'm gonna move it to 250. Because if I think even I think the AI even suggested to me to use 250. But actually, according to the AI, it says 200 is beyond awesome. That's elite. So AI says 200. I'm being kind of mean with 300. But maybe 250. I just want it to be a rare thing, but I don't want people to be like denied. Well, even as is, I don't think anybody's going to break it. I don't think anybody's going to get the 10. Even if I put it in at 250 right now. I do want to, I do got to put that in as a, you know what I'm going to do though, for one thing? These need to be variables. I need to get those as control values. Because they can't be here like this. And I need to change these. Well, let's say elite level ball security. Above average ball security. What were the terms that it used? Because I think am I using all of this? What terms was it using? Elite, above average, average, and then below average. So average would be the next one. This would be elite, above average. Oh, I was giving out more options. So this is like, this would be like legendary level. Legendary level ball security. And this would be elite. And this is above average. And this is just average. And my default can't be this. This is going to be everybody who's below average. This is going to be a 5. But that's going to change people a lot also. It means those low people are going to get really, it's going to, that might actually change a lot of the scaling. But I think I want to change, I might, I almost want to change this. I almost want to have like the base be I'm just trying to set out if I gotta get I think I want to get control modifiers for all these numbers. I don't like having I gotta, you know what, I'm just gonna put in a, I'm gonna have a maintenance. We're gonna call this it's delaying me. Oops. This is going to have to be, what do I want to call it? Technical debt? Epic technical debt? Game system tech debt. Here we go. We're going to go, and then we're going to create a new list for epic replace hard-coded task. We're going to call this one is it PBI still? I don't even know if I'm still using PBI. Am I still doing that? I do have epics, I guess. Epics and tasks. So, all right, we'll call it PBI. Skills. Functions. Skill function. All right, we'll do skill functions, whatever. Create task. Create task. All security. All security skill. Code. Sheesh. I think that one through a little bit. There you go. Because it's, I mean, I already know what it is, so it's ready for development. It's just not in development. Yeah, I'm not going to do that right now. I want to get some other things done. It's just things I have to go through and check off. And when I go through and I'm starting to knock off these little tasks, I'll be like, oh, yeah, that needs to get done. Definitely something, because if I want to tweak these numbers later, so if I want to change that to a 250, I would say legendary is 250, because it sounds like it's really, really hard to even get that far. Very few. I mean, over the history of football through 2025, it showed me like maybe 5 guys that have gotten that have managed to go more than 250. I'm gonna see if she can give me a list of. Can you tell me how many players have exceeded 250 touches? Is that a fumble? 300. Trying to get a grasp just how rare. "17 players have done 250 plus." No, I meant in a season. I mean, only 17 in their career have done it. Only 17 ever would be getting. This is acceptable even among starting caliber backs. Most will fumble at least once every 150 to 200 touches. So it's I'm trying to consider who reached 250 plus career touches without a single fumble. What about in a single season? Well, only 17 have done it in their career, have reached. But I mean, people have had, they don't have to do it their whole career. I just want to know if they've done it in a season. These are career-defining seasons. Oh, is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only 10 players? 10 players ever have done 200, have had 300 plus touches. That's seriously elite. I mean, just to get that many touches. And if I were to look at this, how many have ever done it in multiple seasons? Or not multiple seasons. How many times have in one season have I had more than one? 2001, 19, 94, 18. I don't see any duplication of seasons. That means in any given year, in fact, if I only did it for my game, which is only going to be 2009 and beyond, unless I bring in some, I'm thinking about trying to at some point cobble together some all-time great players and bring them into the league. But overall, season-wise, it's going to be 9, 18, three guys. I would have 3 guys ever to get a perfect 10 on my game if I left it at 300. That's pretty amazing. Ball security of a 10. But I don't. Right now, I've got a guy with 10 because I don't have any of those guys in my league. Because the first time a guy would get to 10, which would essentially affect and drop other players, would be when I mean, it would balance itself out before I released the game, because Saquon Barkley in 2018 and Le'Veon Bell when I got to 14 would immediately balance it out, and that would readdress everybody. They'd all have only Le'Veon Bell would actually have a 10. That's some pretty rare. There's only 3 guys. Joe Mixon would get it too. These are guys that all hit 300, but is that too rare? Is that too rare? It's almost too rare. Yeah, I am. That's pretty much exactly what I'm doing, man. Oh, did it break? Did I ask too many questions and now she doesn't want to talk to me no more? Like I can't touch it no more. It's like, nope. You've hit your limit, man. I can't talk to you anymore for today. No, she's not. She's mad at me. Well, whatever. I don't even know how accurate she is, but ultimately, I'm trying to decide if what I want to do is actually set the max so that it has to be, if it's 300, if I set it at 10 right now, um, it would actually, nobody could have 10 right now. Because if I know it's coming when I put other values in, I don't really want it to be. Um, the thing is, if I put in a max, I almost feel like there's got to be a way I could do a multiplier. I mean, Levon Bell did 273. I guess that's not really worth multiplying. It's just the rarity of multiplication at this point is that's just significant. I mean, Barry Sanders was 391, but these guys, it's not even 100 more. I mean, we're talking about you're in that zone. And everything else is just sugar on top, right? I could make it interesting and try to come up with a scale value. That maxes out, and then if I say the scale value is on 1 to 10 with and then I get the multiplier back, the multiplier is going to be 1 to 5, and then everybody gets a number in the middle, and everybody gets some. That might even be better. That gives me, it gives it a little less. Huh. That's actually interesting to me. Because that'll make everybody, it won't be a fixed bonus, but it'll be a scaled bonus. I like the idea of a scaled bonus. Because then I could do things like, I could take it up to, I could do a 1 and scale it on 1 to 5. 1 is the absolute best. I mean, you're getting your full credit. I could even make it like go less than that, which would increase their value. Times, it would actually shrink their value. I mean, really, I don't need to do that, right? I mean, ultimately, it comes down to if I scaled it on 1 to 5, everybody could get something. And then a perfect score would only be like rarely achievable. But I scale it on 1 to 5. So if I say the numbers, so if I say the lowest is 0.16, no, that'd be insane. Nobody's getting to 600. I could take it all the way to 400 if I wanted to, and just make it be like only the best of the best. There is logic, or there is things going on in my code where I say only, I try to set it up where only one person ever can be a 10 or perfect score. And that's kind of why I use these moving scale ranges. Like I have these scale min and scale max, which is determined by the values in the system. And if there's only one being used by that skill, one person will always get a 10 in theory, because it's just going to always hit 10. So the best person. But now I have some skills that are based on like 4 or 5 different things. And then it's really rare because now you got to be the best on all 4 or 5 things, which is going to be near impossible to hit 10. But if you've got a single like this, the best score always goes towards, like in this case, a person's going to come out of there with a perfect score if they have the best value, because that's what this is. But I could simplify this by not having, I don't have to set these values. If I just set the maximum, and then everybody, if I want to adjust it, I don't have to adjust all of them. I just adjust one and everybody gets affected because it'll be a scaled value. So I just got to figure out how I could say, I could set their bonus in there, scale it on 1 to 5. And then it's kind of the same thing. I would just use ball security on both of them. And then that would be a 1 to 5. And that's their multiplier. And then I can just change the endpoint. And everybody gets scaled. And 1 being the best. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to do this. I'm going to change this to a security bonus. Security bonus equals scale value to range. No, I don't need to do that. Nope. We're just going to go one to 5, and we will say true, right? Because I don't want them, I want the low number to go to the best value, if I'm correct. Why does that need an extra thing? So we want to return a 1 to 5. Not sure why that's what this will do is it'll push everybody. But I need to have the max be So the min will be legendary ball security. Odd. Below average ball security. And okay. And that would be me commenting this out. And then I have to go, oh, wow, that's impressive. It knew exactly what I was gonna do. Like, look at that. It says, oh, he's doing the modifier thing. All right, well, let me go get those for you. Impressive. I didn't even know that how I name my things, but although it should be, I think I'm doing them all in capitals though. Probably shouldn't be, but I have been. Okay, so I have a map I've been keeping track of because this is going to allow me to adjust things. These values are calculating how well and so this one is going to be the legendary ball security mod. Put that one right here. And then we'll take this one and we will put that one right next to it. And just for consistency, we will go ahead so this is these players are in the all-time best range of touches to fumble ratios. These players, not so much. I gotta humor myself somehow, right? Oops. So now by the only problem is I have to make sure that this number, the not so much one, is the one that's kind of curious. The worst you could do is a 1, right? I mean, you can't do worse than 1. Um, because that's the fumble every time you touch the ball. And the the main problem is I got to make sure that that 1 is the equivalent. Like this here is like 0.02. But so I gotta basically I gotta make these numbers if 1 is the worst, so it'd be like 100, I guess. Because 0.02 is 20% of the time. That's 1 out of every 50. But the worst you could do is like 1 out of 100. Or 1 to 1. So 1 divided by 100 would be 1 divided by 100 is what is 0.001? No. Well, no, 1 divided by, oh, it's 1 divided by 1. So if you have 1 every 10 fumbles, it'd be every 0.1. The 2 I have is every 50 fumbles. 50 is 0.2. So, and then the 1 is 100. So this is basically 50, 100, 200, and 300. But if you're at 1, it'd be 1, which would actually take you down to some, it'd be like 100 here. That's like the worst. I don't think anybody's going to get to that. So that actually means you could get worse. Now I've got it set up where you could actually get worse than a 4. So ball security is going to be really bad. You can go down to 4.1, 4.2. I could also change those because that's what this number is going to be. This is going to be my my security bonus. It's actually more like a security penalty. I should probably change it to penalty. Security bonus. Ball security penalty. Anything else? Because it really is a penalty. You don't want your number to get higher, and if you have it, you're getting screwed. So yeah, don't get screwed. Don't drop the ball a bunch. So yeah, I mean, really, I wanted to reward people for being better than most, but it's possible. We'll see what those look like, because in the end, I'll have a bunch of guys. I'll be able to look at their ball security, and I'll like, ooh, some of these guys are really, you know, I'm scaling them on 1 to 10, and so the worst would be like a 1. But do I want to scale them on 1 to 10? It's probably going to be scaled on like a 40 to or a 1 to 99, and it'll probably be more like 40 to 99, and the bar will go 1 to 99 because like I said, I'm not really planning to have anybody be so bad that it looks like they're being dropped. But so if you're a 1 on a 1 to 10 on a 40 to 99, you'd probably be more like a 40. And very few people would ever reach 99 on ball security, but it's just like these guys don't drop the ball, and it'd be really, really hard. But a 99 even implies that it's not perfect, right? I mean, those guys can still drop the ball. It's just going to be really hard for it to happen. But there's a lot of places where fumbles can happen. Every time you're hit, every time, you know, there's a lot of scenarios under which a fumble can happen. So the trick is for me to put in the right calculator that says at each of these opportunities, yes, you can fumble, but if you've got a legendary status on that, it shouldn't happen very often. And even if you're, so I'll have to have things like count how many fumbles occur. And if I'm getting way too many per game or way too little game, like if I'm never seeing fumbles versus always seeing fumbles, that's why you got to keep running a bunch of games. I got to have my system, once it's capable of running a game through, run like 1,000 games and just keep randomly pairing teams up and running games and games and games and games and just seeing what am I getting for fumbles and stuff, and see if I'm falling within a reasonable range. I'll be right back. Okay, so based on this system, this new range, I have it still saying at 1 to 5, and I still have, I have to go create these in my but this allows people who are like at that 280, 270, 260 to excel past just a 2.0. And a 2.0 is I think I set that at 200. So if they go above 200, they can actually do better, 1.8, 1.7, 1.6. They may not get to 1, but now we can kind of stretch that out, and we're going to have a lot more variation, I think, as to what kind of number can show up. And it also means I think we should not see any more 10s, but we might get an interesting variety. So let's go add this to my control modifiers, import it, and eventually I gotta create a UI for all this stuff. Right now I'm doing it the old-fashioned way with data imports. Control modifiers, where are you at? And I gotta go add ball security. Probably should add one for tackling, but right now we're doing ball security. Oh, it is. Nope. I don't think I'm using those. It does sound familiar, but I think I was doing that. No, I don't have a legendary, but I do have a below average. Alright, so I got any values here that I need to consider later. Fumble touches. The 100 I'm not worried about. That's just a round value. I could adjust total touches for consideration of removal. All right, well, I got to go. Time's up for me. A little bit more adjustments. I'm almost there, and then I can move on. Till next time, God bless.